Sir, this is your last warning to open the vehicle and exit before we're going to break the window.
Have you seen this yet? Routine traffic stop that's sadly becoming just that for black drivers, the routine.
You're under arrest for resisting. The longer you take us on, the worse it's going to be.
The driver refusing to exit the car, 22-year-old William McNeil Jr., says he was scared to death to step out, fearing, as that Jacksonville, Florida police officer warned, it's about to get worse. And it did.
Can you call your supervisor? Can you call your supervisor?
All right, go for it.
That request really set things off. The officer broke the window and, in video now viral, punched the black young man dead in the face.
This was a classic case of driving while black.
Put on your seatbelt. We're driving black in Blackland.
And now,
as a brown person, you just feel so invisible.
That's not tradition. Where we're from.
Brothers and sisters, I welcome you to this joyful day.
We celebrate freedom. Where we are.
Oh, get on the ground.
I know someone heard something.
And where we're going.
We the people means all the people.
The Black Information Network presents Blackland with your host, Vanessa Tyler.
Is there a reason that you're pulling me over? Yeah, absolutely there's a reason why I'm pulling you over. For one thing, inclement weather, you don't have your lights on. Two things, you're not wearing your seatbelt.
It's daylight. I don't need the lights. And it's not raining. It's not raining.
This is inclement.
It's not raining.
Okay, I'm not arguing with you. I'm telling you why I'm pulling you over. Give me your driver's license, registration, proof of insurance.
No, call your supervisor. Why?
Excuse me?
Call your supervisor. Why did you pull me over?
35. I'm a purpose driver. I've already told you.
Why did you pull me over?
Step out of the vehicle.
No.
Step out of the vehicle.
Not having daytime lights on, William McNeil Jr. says it was not raining. Then he says that's when it hit him. He could be another hashtag. Backup arrived. Sirens, lights. He says guns pointed directly at him.
I was really just scared.
Open the door and exit or we are going to break the window.
As he stayed in the car waiting for that requested supervisor, he did something else. He hit record on his cell phone. As warned, the arresting officer, Donald Bowers, broke the window and nearly broke McNeil's face, punching him dead in it. McNeil, who looked stunned, held up his hands, was forcefully and violently dragged out of the vehicle, cracking his tooth and busting his lip. That's the video, his cell phone video, 20 million and counting viewed on social media. Most were outraged.
Exit the vehicle now! Exit the vehicle! Show me your hands. Here.
He's out now and on the ground.
Put your hands behind your back. I'm resisting. Hands behind your back.
Man, what you mean? He talking about arresting me and stuff, bro. I didn't do nothing.
It's called resisting, idiot.
This is about driving while black. We don't believe they ever would have done that had this been a young white citizen.
This incident happened in February. McNeil was sitting on his video all this time, afraid to come forward.
I mean, this was a horrific, brutal encounter. Did y'all see where they was knocking his head against the concrete while he was in handcuffs?
Civil rights attorneys Ben Crump, whose voice you recognize, and Harry Daniels headed this news conference with William McNeil Jr. and his family.
Somebody getting pulled over for not having headlights on during the day. That's suspicious within itself. You know, I've been black my whole 44 years. You know, if somebody's telling me they pulling me over not having headlights on and it's day outside and no rain and anything, I'm concerned. What are you really pulling me over for? Can you bring your supervisor to the scene? And that was his response.
How could he not be scared? A routine traffic stop can be deadly.
Florida has a police brutality problem. It's had a police brutality problem for a long time. And so as a native of the state of Georgia, whose mother is from Jacksonville, I know far too well of the brutality here in Jacksonville.
Civil rights attorney Gerald Griggs adds, everybody around this region knows about the JSO.
And when I saw the video of what happened to Mr. McNeil, I was aghast. It was horrific for somebody who was simply exercising their Fourth Amendment rights to ask for a supervisor as to why he was being pulled over.
Attorney Daniels says his Jacksonville practice is full of similar cases.
It's a culture of the Jacksonville Sheriff Office. I've represented several people down here, names such as Jamie Johnson, LaKen Wood, so y'all remember was vicious beaten by the Jacksonville Sheriff Office. And you know, the common denominator, Jamie Johnson, they stopped him for a seatbelt violation. LaKen Woods, they stopped him for a seatbelt violation. And they tried to say they stopped Mr. McNeil for a seatbelt violation, but the video showed he had his seatbelt on.
For William McNeil Jr., he didn't have to go too far to find proof of how traumatizing a stop could be. He would only need to look in his own home. His stepfather, Alton Solomon, takes to the mic. Bear with him. This is emotional.
I can't call him my stepson because this is my son.
Yes, sir.
I've been through what he's been through, but I seen what my son did that I had to do. And he sat right. And he did right. To see that, it's a hurting feeling. To be a father that loved God first, and to see all my kids not being able to wake up in the morning and get a phone call saying your child is gone.
Wow.
That's a hurting feeling, but I thank God.
Yes.
Because God got him.
Yeah.
Y'all keep us in prayer.
And his mother, LaToya Solomon. William McNeil Jr. is our only son, her firstborn. He has 3 younger sisters.
I'm thankful to God for protecting him because I know what the outcome should have been. But I believe in faith in God. It's what protected my only son, and I thank God for that.
McNeil knows how lucky he is. There is no guarantee surviving a simple traffic stop.
First of all, I want to thank God for bringing everybody here together, and thank y'all for supporting me. That day, I just really wanted to know, why I was getting pulled over and why I needed to step out the car when I knew I didn't do nothing wrong. I was really just scared. And that's it.
McNeil is a college student. In fact, the president of his college attended the press conference, too.
My name is Dr. Anthony J. Davis. I am the 13th president of Livingstone College, an HBCU in Salisbury, North Carolina.
McNeil is known on campus.
This young man will volunteer on the weekends helping young men and women who don't have the funds to get their cars repaired. He'll find a little corner with a shade tree and he'll go ahead and he'll help students from that old hymn book, If I Can Help Somebody. Amen. As I pass along, if I can cheer somebody with a word or a song, if I can show somebody that they're traveling wrong, then my living will not be in vain. I want this family to know that the entire Blue Bear Nation stands with Will. We stand with you. And we believe in what Dr. King said, an injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere.
Yes, sir.
In other words, says Attorney Daniels, McNeil was a good kid.
They always have this narrative being, he was a thug.
Right.
He was a criminal.
Yeah.
That's the narrative.
Yes, sir.
But William was doing William was doing everything right.
Everything.
A college student on scholarship, doing what's required of him to be a better person. And all he did was exercise his fundamental rights, his God-given rights, to answer a simple question. Why are you stopping me?
Yeah.
No arrests or criminal record until now. Arrested, charged, and pled guilty to resisting arrest, driving with a suspended license, and having a small amount of marijuana. Case closed. The incident back in February. Now, nearly 6 months later, the cell video with the busted window and McNeil's busted lip.
They didn't know he was filming, so they wrote these reports that were completely contradicted by the video.
The video giving a different perspective from the body cam and telling a different story.
Thank God he recorded that video. Yeah. Thank God he recorded that video.
Going for it.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about all the young people should be recording these interactions with law enforcement, because what it tells us, just like with George Floyd, if we don't record the video, we can see what they put in the police report with George Floyd before they realized the video existed. Right. And now we see what they put in the police report before they realized William McNeil video existed.
Officials had this one shut. The video opens a speedy investigation right back up.
He was never interviewed by State Attorney Melissa Nelson's office. Never once did they talk to this young man. And I would assume they saw the body cam video from the police department, and they said, well, no problem. They saw everything that America is seeing, and they said, no problem. And that is the problem. That is the problem.
Was it appropriate for the officer to punch this guy in the jaw after he'd already broken the window? Was that yes or no? Was that appropriate?
It depends on the circumstances. But it's already determined it's not criminal. Now we're going to look for JSO policy violations. Under fire, the sheriff of Jacksonville. Yes, there absolutely was force used by the arresting officers, and yes, that force is ugly. But as I've said many times before, the reality is that all force, all violence is ugly. And just because force is ugly does not mean it's unlawful or contrary to policy. Sheriff T.K. Waters taking heat about his officers' treatment of black drivers and taking offense at the suggestion he would stand for it. Don't use the black thing. I'm a black man. Wait, hold on, Eric, hold on, stop for a second. Because you're trying to be incendiary, and this is not the time for it. This is me sharing information with our public, right? The whole statements about the black issue. I wouldn't work here if we're after black men or black people, period. I can tell you he wouldn't. I can tell you any other African American or black male or female that works here wouldn't work here if we're after, if our black citizens are under siege. Plus, Sheriff Waters says McNeil should have listened. He says his officers so far this year made more than 39,000 total traffic stops. And not all black drivers get treated like McNeil. You know why? Because if I was ever stopped by the police, which I was when I was a young man, and they asked me to do something, I did it. It's simple. Simple compliance. It doesn't rise. It doesn't get out of control. That stuff doesn't happen then. Do as we ask you to do. If you don't like the word compliance, just do as we ask you to do then, so that we can get finished. Then you tell us about it if you feel like your rights were violated, and we can deal with it. The sheriff goes on about how many times the black 22-year-old was warned. McNeil refused to provide stopping officers with his driver's license and registration. 14 seconds later, he locked his car door and refused to exit the vehicle, despite being told many times that he was under arrest. Moreover, McNeil was warned 7 times that he needed to open the door and exit because he was under arrest for resisting an officer without violence, or police would be forced to break his car window. The sheriff has put his officer on leave now that the cell video has come out. The sheriff says he did not know it even existed until the case from February just went viral. The white officer with the strong right hook, Donald Bowers, is no stranger to citizen complaints. He has 5 of them on his record, with several of them sticking. Charges included things like conduct unbecoming an officer. One of the outcomes, he had to undergo informal counseling. The sheriff has not decided on any action from this case, mainly because police body cam didn't show the punch, only McNeil's cell phone, which he had recording inside the car. So here's the process. When force is used, a response to resistance report is written. It goes to the supervisors. The supervisors then, at that point, review body cam footage. So they would have reviewed this. But you can't see, admittedly, you can't see the strike at all. So it's very difficult. Had they seen that, it probably would have risen to another level to where somebody else would have gone further, which is why we didn't really know at that time that all this had taken place. The officers did not list the punch on the police report.
To the sheriff, respectfully, you can't justify this. You can't condone this. You have to condemn this. You have to look at that video and say, this does not reflect our training, our policies, or our values. And you need need to terminate that officer immediately. Immediately.
Crump adds there were others, black and white, wearing the badge on the scene.
What is alarming to me is that there are several officers on the scene. And they seem like it was business as usual.
It is. Exactly.
And so, how can you trust a system like that to say, oh, who are you going to report the police to? The police? That's why we believe you need an independent investigation separate from the state attorney's office here in Jacksonville, Florida. We do not believe that is an independent investigation. I know several citizens have said they believe a conflict of interest is arises with the state attorney and the sheriff's office in Jacksonville. A person who is unbiased looking at this video sees William as a victim. Unfortunately and apparently, the state attorney or the sheriff's department never saw William as a victim.
Yep.
They only saw him as a perpetrator, a criminal.
Crump says, like in nearly all cases involving black people today, thank goodness for the video.
So everybody, make sure you keep recording all of these interactions with law enforcement.
This case is not over. McNeil is still traumatized with the unspecified injuries he will live with for a lifetime.
Justice for William McNeil.
Justice for William McNeil.
Justice for William McNeil.
Justice for William McNeil.
I'm Vanessa Tyler. Be sure to like and subscribe to Blackland. I will have a new episode every week.